What goes around comes around. I don't know if that's truth, but Isabella dos Santos ain't getting any richer. No doubt about it. South Africa. The police force rescues 26 Ethiopians from a house that looked very dodgy, probably victims of human trafficking. We need to watch this. In Liberia, fellas, somebody burnt the parliament. Yeah, somebody was about to be ousted as parliamentarian, so he did some crazy stuff and burnt the parliament. This is crazy. Africans don't like living power. We need to watch that too. What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by. You are very much appreciated. You know the drill. This is where we come together. If you want to know about Africa, you're at the right place. You want to know about a different African country, if you are an African, you are at the right place. Sometimes we talk about things that are hurtful, but we have to, because we need to clean up things amongst ourselves. I see you from all over the place, from the UK, from South Africa, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania. I see you from Jamaica. I see you from Trinidad, from the US. We same people. I can't name everybody. Okay, so don't be the why just say my country. I can just write your country down, so maybe I can name it on the next time. What's the other one? St. Lucia. I see you from St. Lucia. Name your country down, all right? Yeah, I'll give you a shout out. Okay, and your name, maybe I'll give you a shout out too. Crazy stuff. So what's happening in South Africa is very, very insane. The South African police has rescued 26 Ethiopians from a suspected human trafficking ring in Johannesburg after the group broke a window and burglar bar to escape from a house where they were being held captive naked. Crazy, huh? Naked stuff. I mean, people be sitting here saying, well, South Africans are xenophobic, South Africans are xenophobic, and you guys are being holding each other in houses? This is crazy. 3 people were arrested in suspicion of people trafficking and possessing of illegal firearm. So you found people that are naked, running away from a house, trying to break the window and the burglar bar, and you hold them. How do you know this is human trafficking? Well, the police say that the sign that this is human trafficking is because they were actually escaping from that house and they were kept naked, almost as if the modus operandi is to keep them humiliated and trying to escape. Fellas, I'm very surprised because I don't know Ethiopians like this. Okay, I know Ethiopians being hard-working people. They're always trying to find solutions, building each other. I always vent for you guys. You know that. It's just crazy to find a story like this. 26 people held naked in the house. Some of them trying to break out the window. They were found by the police and they were saved. And the 3 guys had illegal firearms.
Yes, so we understand that over 60 men were kept against their will in this particular house, Bradan. If you look at it, driving past, and I'm pretty sure the neighbors as well, looking at this house, it looks like a well-kept house.
I don't know Ethiopians to be this way. This is crazy. I mean, when you talk about illegal firearms and stuff in South Africa, many people think about Mozambicans, Some people think about Zimbabweans. Sometimes about Nigerians. And I was trying to spare you, but sorry, Nigeria, you take it. I'm sorry. But Ethiopians, this is a first. I'm very, very, very surprised. So the question is, what were they doing in that house? What was the purpose? Why 26 naked people in the house? Are they all trying to come to South Africa illegally and have to pay somebody to bring them? I don't know.
Maybe just tell us, there was a lot of commotion yesterday, there were gunshots, there were people running allegedly naked from one house to the other trying to escape. Did you hear anything?
Hi, we didn't hear anything. We slept early yesterday, but there was nothing. But we just saw the message in the communities that there was some commotion happening with our neighbor. I'm
trying to find a logical thought about that. There are in fact about 2.4 million foreigners in South Africa. And the population of South Africa is 62 million people. And there is 58,000 registered Ethiopians in the country. Well, foreigners are not just black, okay? So Europeans live in Cape Town, plenty of them, a lot of them. Trust me. Anyway, now the problem is this is not the first time because it has happened in the past. In the past, they found another 19 Ethiopians in the same kind of house, same type of environment, held naked, because they have to pay somebody or their family have to pay somebody for being transferred to South Africa. This is very sad. My brothers from Ethiopia, I look at you very highly. This is very surprising. And I know this is not all Ethiopians because everywhere you go in the world, you'll find good people and bad people. So are these the bad apples of Ethiopia? Or is this the other side of Ethiopia we've never heard about. Now we're going to Liberia. Now in Liberia, this is Liberia. Look at the map. Now you know where Liberia is. Yeah, you didn't know. I know you didn't know. Oh, come on. Stop back. you didn't know. That's Liberia. Now, Liberia has gone through many things. Right now, something crazy has happened, okay? Liberian speaker denies link to parliament fire. Let me explain to you. So, Liberia was about to change speakers, and there was another contestant who was clearly very strong. And because they said the speaker will be demoted as a speaker, the very next day, the parliament went on fire. So people are blaming him. They say it has something to do with him. You must be the person who initiated the incendiary. This is crazy. So the Speaker of the Liberian House Representatives denied being involved in a huge fire at West African Nation legislature. Speaker Jonathan Fonati Kufa was among those questioned by the police after the Capitol building was set alight. The fire occurred on Wednesday morning, a day after plans to remove Kufa from his speaker role sparked tense protest. So what happened was, he has an opponent. The parliament is two groups. There's one group of this guy and the other group of another guy who's a probable winner. They don't like each other. So they say, okay, we need to get you off because you've been there for a long time and, it's about time you move. Now the brother said, I am moving. I'm not moving. Well, I'm not moving. The very next day, the parliament went on fire. He was supposed to be removed. Now, many people believe he was part of the people that burnt that stuff. Do you think he was or he wasn't? Does this surprise you? Well, in Africa, people talk about dictatorship. You see the president who stays in power for freaking 40 years, like the one in Cameroon, or 60 years. Yeah, the president is 92 years old, the one in Cameroon. And that's why the use is... Anyway, let's get back on track. Now, people blame these presidents for being dictators and staying in power forever. Don't you think it's just a minuscule representation of that when a parliamentarian president or a speaker refuses to let another person take power? Africans says we have dictators, they do this, they do that. But they do the very same thing when you talk to them. I'm just saying, when you have an opinion, they have a different opinion. They hate you. If they have power over you, they're going to make sure you suffer. You go to an institution, you need, let's say, documentation for travel, you need an insurance. If the insurance issuer or the person standing there doesn't like something you say, he's going to make sure you have a difficult time. Isn't that dictatorship? So it's just a representation of who Africans are. Dictators. Now we're going to Angola. Well, in Angola, there's a story that's very interesting. The UK has banned Isabella dos Santos. She will not get a visa anymore, and all her assets in the UK have been seized. Okay, this is Angola. You don't know where Angola is. I'm just showing. Angola is one of the biggest producers of oil in Africa. Okay, very interesting country, but very expensive. Probably one of the most expensive countries in the world. Trust me, your dollar doesn't mean a thing in Angola. Let's get back on track. Isabella dos Santos is the daughter of the former president of Angola. UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy announced a sanction on Isabella dos Santos as part of a campaign to crack down on dirty money. The government statement alleged that she systematically abused her position as state-run company to embezzle at least £350 million, that translates to about $440 million, and deprive Angola of resources funding in a much-needed development. So in other words, the UK government has decided to punish Isabella dos Santos, who is the daughter of a former president, because she had made too much money out of lies.
I don't have any criminal charges against me in Angola or in Portugal, formal charges. I don't have criminal proceedings in courts in Angola or in Portugal. And this is why, to me, the decision by the UK government, it's a political decision. It's not a decision that spun out of a judgment. Actually came as a bit of a surprise.
She studied in the UK. Very surprising, eh? These people are not, there's no reconnaissance. She studied in the UK as an engineer. Then later on, she decided to be an entrepreneur. Okay? She first worked somewhere in Europe. Then she was like, nah, I don't think I'm making enough money here. She went back to Angola, where her father was a president. Suddenly, she became a mogul into telecommunication. She owned a company of telecommunication. So every time you made a phone call, she made coins. Yeah. Then she had investments into technology, in hospitality, and many other sectors. And a few years ago, Isabella dos Santos was named the richest woman in Africa when she turned 40 years old. Richest woman in Africa for a couple of years.
Are you still the richest woman in Africa?
I've never really viewed myself as that. I've always viewed myself as an entrepreneur.
But you are still regarded Africa's richest woman. Very difficult to run away from that.
That has been said about me. But I'm also my country's largest private employer. I've created over 200,000 jobs. I've been one of my country's largest taxpayers and contributed the most to build Angola's economy.
Unbelievable. An estimated value about a couple of $1 billion. That's what she was worth. Going into retirement, and her father pulled another candidate who was going to replace him. The goal was, let me get somebody who I've trained, somebody who respects me to take power. Then my family and asset will be safe. Well, he lied to himself. Because the brand new president, first thing first, he went cracking down on the ex-president family, issuing an international mandate of arrest against Isabella dos Santos and also arresting the son of the previous president, putting him in jail for stealing $500 million. Now, my question to you is this. Was he wrong for doing that? Was he ungrateful to the previous president who let him be president for arresting and issuing a mandate of arrest against his children? Or was he doing the good thing for the people of Angola? Because in Angola, you still have a lot of people that live in poverty, whilst one person or one family have billions in dollars that were taken by lies.
Isabel dos Santos is only paying for what she did throughout all these years. If she got rich illegally, then she must pay for it because everyone that commits a crime must be responsible for their actions. So if she was part of this corruption scheme, then she must suffer the consequences.
Let me know what you feel about that. And the UK now says, all of a sudden, well, they are worried about Angolan people and they're going to seize her assets in the United Kingdom and she will not get a visa. So visa ban. I think she lives in Portugal right now. She can't go to UK anymore where she grew up and all the stuff are gone. Do you think the UK are really looking out for the people of Angola or they just want to steal? You know, the UK has stolen many things from many countries. Yeah, they've seized stuff from Russia as well. You know, I don't know, for some reason, people go put their investment into other countries. They took gold from another country. It's just crazy. Like, what do you think about that? Let me know. Is this a problem the UK should be worried about? What does it have to do with the UK? Somebody steals money from their country and goes somewhere else, and you now want to punish them. How do you care about Angolans? How many millions did you send to Angolans showing that you care about them before you seize the money and the asset of this lady? Or are you just motivated by the need of seizing her asset so you can use it for your own good? Let me know if you feel about that. Okay, fellas, in South Africa, they've saved 28 people. They're Ethiopians, naked from a house in Johannesburg, South Africa. These are Ethiopians. Fellas, I'm very surprised. I never knew Ethiopians were involved in shady stuff. This is crazy. Then South Africans are called xenophobic when they don't want you to come into their country. Why do you bring stuff like that in their country? It's unacceptable. In Liberia, somebody burnt the parliament because they don't want to be changed. They want to stay in power. And this is just crazy mentality of many Africans. What goes around comes around. I don't know if that's truth, but Isabella dos Santos ain't getting any richer. No doubt about it. God bless.